It's a comedy sequel. I mean, could be great, could be terrible. It's just, this movie has endless possibilities. So Neighbors 2, it came out this past weekend. It's the sequel to the movie Neighbors from 2014. Neighbors was one of the funniest movies of that year, so I was really looking forward to Neighbors 2. And comedy sequels in general aren't very good, but I feel like in the last couple years, Hollywood's been finding ways to make them good. Like, haven't you guys seen it? In the last couple years, we've gotten some great comedy sequels. We got Anchorman 2, 22 Jump Street, Dumb and Dumber 2. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed Dumb and Dumber 2. It wasn't as good as Dumb and Dumber, but it wasn't terrible. And now we have Neighbors 2. So in the first Neighbors, Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, they had just moved into this new house. And then a fraternity led by Zac Efron and Dave Franco, they move in, they're partying all the time. And Neighbors 2 is very similar. That frat house is now moved out. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, they're about to sell their house. It's in escrow, which basically means there's a family that's interested and they have 30 days to decide if they want to back out of it. So hey, don't screw up for the next 30 days. And right at that moment, a sorority led by Chloe Grace Moretz moves in next door. And sororities usually aren't allowed to party, but they're like, no, we want to be the first sorority that's allowed to party and do our own thing and do everything that the guys do. And now that creates a problem for Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne because they're like, crap, sorority moved in, we're not going to be able to sell our house. And so again, a prank war happens and they bring Zac Efron back and Dave Franco's in there for a little bit. And as far as comedy sequels go, this leans more on the side of the Anchorman 2s and 22 Jump Streets, I think. The cast in the movie's pretty good. Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen, but Seth Rogen's great. I mean, it's the same character. And I don't know what it is. I feel like his humor is somewhat similar to Adam Sandler's, like a lot of poop jokes, fart jokes, race jokes. But he's just able to pull it off a lot better. Like, there's some of the jokes in this movie, like, I wouldn't give a pass if it was Adam Sandler, but because it's Seth Rogen, it's funny. It's weird. It doesn't make sense, but Seth Rogen somehow pulls it off and he still makes me laugh. And Zac Efron, he was great in the first Neighbors and yeah, he did High School Musical. Zac Efron is a good actor. He just gets put in a lot of crap movies. And in this movie, which is actually a good movie, he's great. He kind of reminds me of Channing Tatum in the Jump Street movies. He's a guy that you wouldn't think would be a great comedic actor, but he's really showing that he has great range in these movies. Rose Byrne was great in this movie. Chloe Grace Moretz was good in the movie, but I didn't really like her character very much. See, with Zac Efron and Dave Franco in the first movie, you got the sense, especially with Zac Efron, like, they're kind of lovable idiots, but they understand where Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are coming from, and like, they start out as friends in the movie. They're both like, oh yeah, we totally get it, you want your daughter to sleep, that's no problem. If we're too loud, just give us a call, don't call the cops. And of course, they end up calling the cops because the party's too loud and they're not picking up their phone, and that's how the whole conflict starts. But in this movie, all Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are asking for, they're like, hey, just don't party for a month. 1 month, and then you can do whatever you want. Chloe Grace Moretz is just like, I get your situation, but whatever, we're gonna party anyways. And the first Neighbors movies, there were some times when I was like gut-busting laughing. This movie won me over more with like a series of chuckles. Like, there was a lot of jokes in there. Some of them landed, some of them I was like, it's funny, but it's not like laugh out loud funny. There's some gross out humor in this movie. Usually gross out humor doesn't get to me, but in the first Neighbors and in this one, there were a couple scenes where I was just like, oh god, I can't watch that. So I'm like laughing and cringing at the same time. Overall, Neighbors 2 is a fun sequel to the first Neighbors. I wouldn't say that it's better than the first Neighbors though. Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, Zac Efron, all those returning characters are still great. The new additions too, Chloe Grace Moretz and the rest of her sorority, they do a good job in the movie. I didn't love the sorority too much. You can't really see both sides of the story in this one, but the movie also does have a good message with Zac Efron's character about, you know, not holding on to the past, expand, try new opportunities. And so because of that and the comedy, I walked out of this movie having a good time, and I would say check Neighbors 2 out if you haven't already, especially if you're a fan of the first one. So Neighbors and Neighbors 2, which one would you guys say is better? Comment down below, let me know which one you prefer, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you can click subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.